You hear it all the time, Baker Mayfield is succeeding because he's in Kevin Stefanski's system. What do you make of that?
Well, number one, the good coaches create a system to make the quarterback look good. How about that? Let's start with that. Because it was just purely a system, then you could drop anybody into it and you would go to the playoffs. Now, I think some systems are, more quote unquote quarterback friendly than others. Stefanski's system, which comes out of the Shanahan school, where with a lot of running game and that behind it, that does help quarterbacks. But if that were the case, the 49ers would not be shopping around for someone to replace Jimmy Garoppolo. So you see that's the key thing. But Baker, Baker was able to get Stefanski to open things up the second half of the year as he grew in it. But the nice thing is it's a system, I think, that doesn't demand a ton from a quarterback to play okay. Because what really kills you in a lot of these games is bad quarterback play.
Well, and I think the other thing is we saw in Hugh Jackson's system and in Freddie Kitchen's system, you can't ask quarterbacks to do things they don't do well. That's a recipe. I mean, that's like running into a brick wall. Why would you do that?
And also, how did you build your team? I mean, it's pretty amazing when they finally said, all right, we got Andrew Berry here. What we really need to do is get some good offensive tackles. I mean, how much analytics do you need to come up with that? That's like number one. So they went out, they drafted Wills, and they got that right, moving a guy from from right tackle to left. Not easy to do. And they signed Conklin. They made him the highest paid offensive lineman in this past offseason. So that helped. And they already had a good center with Treader, and they had Batonio, and then they had Gold with Wyatt Teller at the other guard. So that's if you want to run the ball or throw it, you got to block. And even if you look back when Sashi Brown was here, the first year he messed up where he let Schwartz walk. But the second year, he put a lot of money into Kevin Zeitler and Treader. They spent a lot of money in the offensive line because they figured out, that's a bad deal going. Now, if you're going to have your quarterback take these 6 and 7 step drops and, trying to fire it downfield like it's 1973, that's just not going to work. These players are too fast and everything. You have to have a lot of quick hitting passes, and, that's where the system works. But, I feel good about where Baker is. And I think we should also, too. It was remarkable. I think it's something like, if you count the playoff game, from the interception he threw where Odell got hurt until the end of the playoff run, I think he threw 20 touchdown passes compared to 3 interceptions.